Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, today morning Bitcoin was able to show a very positive trend, finally breaking above 105,000. But after that, there was a little bit of profit taking that took place. The reason today morning we were able to see such a positive outcome, the simple answer was just how Trump and China were able to come to some sort of conclusion. So finally, the tariff war can calm down. Especially if you're paying attention to the news very closely, you'll come to realize the United States cut the tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30% for the next 90 days, while China lowers it from 125 to 10% for the next 90 days. This is a very big achievement. Just to give you an idea, both of these are superpowers. They're pretty much colliding and they are destroying a lot of things around the entire world. Well, they were able to come to some sort of conclusion in Switzerland, and now for the next 90 days, as you know, Trump is pretty much halting all the tariffs for the next 90 days for the majority of the countries. Is that coming to some sort of conclusion? Let's just say China is part of this. On the other end, if you talk about Dogecoin, Dogecoin's breakout sparks an investor optimism amid the possible short-term retracement to the key support levels. Dogecoin's recent breakout is definitely pretty much raising a lot of eyeballs. The easiest way to see that is if you just pay attention to the trading volume, you'll come to realize that the trading volume is nearly at 3.8 billion, while Russia and Ukraine are finally having a little bit of ceasefire talks in Turkey on Thursday, and at the same time legalization of crypto in Ukraine, what Ukrainians think about this incentive. So there's a lot to cover today. Before we get into it, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news relating to the crypto market, scroll down and tap the red subscribe button, especially turn on your notifications so you can get to it quickly. And while you're there, drop a like on the video. Let's go for a like goal of 24. We've been smashing every single one, so I really appreciate you boys. You guys are legends. Now, first of all, I want to show you guys how the open interest in the last 24 hours for Dogecoin has seen a very positive trend, up about 10%, now sitting at about 1.4 billion. But you can see as the market is slowly showing that it's about to break the previous higher high, it's definitely showing a positive trend that's starting to form. And the open interest is definitely starting to favor the crypto market, and especially Dogecoin, because you can see that 70% of the holders or the open interest is in favor of long traders. And on the other end, for Bitcoin, it's a little bit of a different story. As Bitcoin is consolidating, let's just say the sellers are actually controlling the market. There's a lot of ETF purchases, which is definitely causing the market to stay close to 104,000. But in the last 24 hours, you guys might have noticed that the US dollar is finally slowly recovering in terms of the valuation. And if you just pay attention to the consolidation period that Bitcoin's been in, every single time a long consolidation period actually forms a little bit of a panic situation. The reason I'm saying this is previously, if you guys remember, between 96,000 and 98,000, even 94 to 99,000, every single time there is an extended period of consolidation, there is a little bit of panic selling that takes place, and then one person or one whale decides to sell a large chunk and a lot of traders start get liquidated, and then the spike or the volatility returns in a negative way. On the other end, this is one whale that I've been paying attention to, because you guys can see that just in the last couple of days have sold nearly a couple of $1 million worth of Dogecoin at the price of 17 cents. And the reason I want to cover this whale is just to give you perspective that when you panic sell, that's going to be the situation that you will always fall into. After selling close to 17 cents, the price is nearly at 24 cents currently. But if you look at the Dogecoin price, what are the key important levels that you should be paying attention to? Well, if I just put it into an hourly chart, it will give you a little bit better perspective, because you can see that 25 cents has acted as a very strong resistance, and this time around, let's just say the market did fall back into a little bit of a downtrend, but we have seen another explosive growth. This time around, we just need to ensure that we're able to break over 25 cents, and let's just say 28 cents will be pretty much around the corner. And the S&P 500 futures jumped 3% after US and China announced a trade deal. And that should give you perspective that that's all you need for bullish sentiments to return into the crypto market and even the stock market, to be more precise. The most important support floor for Ethereum is between 2000 and 2400, where 10 million wallets hold over 69 million Ethereum. Now that's a large chunk, and let me tell you one thing why it's important to ensure that Ethereum keeps the momentum going. Well, you see the altcoin season, it's a little bit in the altcoin territory. Well, when you compare it to Bitcoin, a couple of days ago Bitcoin was sitting at like 12, and you can see, and then at this point just last month we were sitting at 17. The only reason the altcoins are able to show such a positive gain is because of how quickly Ethereum was able to increase in value, nearly 40% just in the last 7 days. So Ethereum is a very key player to ensure that the market is able to climb, and breaking over 2400 will give it that importance. And 1.4 billion in long position will be liquidated if Bitcoin falls to 102,700, which is just 1,000 below where we currently are. Why is this a big deal? Because if this much long positions are going to be liquidated, well, in simple terms, there is going to be a really strong sell-off that we can experience on the market, and we do not want to see that. That's all I'm going to say. Well, 600 million Dogecoin in 48 hours. Let's just say the whales buying activity is definitely outweighing the selling, but this was just one example which I wanted to show you. This is like a very large wallet holding close to 48, or the 48th largest holder of Dogecoin in the entire world. While Dogecoin surge sparks an altcoin speculation, long-term holders exit and the market uncertainty ignites. While the market is slowly starting to make a recovery, there is definitely a lot of bullish sentiment towards Dogecoin, and if you just pay attention to how well Bitcoin is doing, majority of the altcoins are actually quite strongly underperforming, because if Bitcoin is over 100,000, let's just take Solana for example, it should be easily over $240. So that gives you perspective that majority of the altcoins are still playing the long game, as there is a lot of ETF which is actually helping the market climb, but at the same time a lot of people are in a fear waiting to ensure that the market is able to come to some sort of stabilization before they make their jump in. While Germany authorities take down crypto swapping service. So EU, when it comes to UK, they're trying to become more friendly, while when it comes to other countries, they're trying to become more strict. While Tether to go under US jurisdiction no matter the company's registration country. Well, Tether is definitely under a lot of fire in the European Union, while North Carolina proposes 2 crypto investment bills with no reserve plans. This investment would be very interesting if they don't decide to hold for the long term, and if it's not a reserve, I'm not sure how it will play out. While Mark Zuckerberg eyeing stablecoin partnership to power Meta's crypto integration. It's very clear that majority of the people or majority of the platforms are now trying to get involved with stablecoin, and Mark Zuckerberg is not wanting to stay back. While Bitcoin, 98% of the wallets are in profit, how long are they going to be holding? And personally, if you ask me, the way the market is holding right now, there's definitely a lot more potential to go higher, especially Bitcoin setting a much higher high due to the fact that 2025 is a bull year, and if we're not able to climb to 200,000, I'll be very surprised. I just want to say that none of this is financial advice, so make sure you guys do your own research. Other than that, have a great day and I'll see you soon.